Natalie?
Hi guys, I'm on my channel, Natalie Lee VinFast. So earlier we had some clips in Vietnamese, and now it's time for a clip in English. And earlier we were discussing about the my comparison between the Subaru Solterra and the VinFast VF8. I had a chance to drive the Subaru Solterra for about 3 weeks when one of my Subaru was in maintenance. So I kind of knows a little bit the differences and the similarities between the VF8 and the Subaru Solterra. So pretty much off the start, at the price point, the Subaru Solterra, the limited trim, the one that I was driving, it was about, I don't know, $48,000. The VinFast VF8 standard, it's like $52,000 right now. So they're not that too much of a difference in the pricing there, a few $1,000s different. Both of them are not qualified for federal rebate because they're both import cars, one from Japan and one from Vietnam. The Subaru Solterra horsepower is only 215 versus the VF8 400 horsepower for the Plus. Subaru Solterra, they're both all-wheel drive. Subaru Solterra only has 72 kilowatt hour battery versus the VF8 City Edition 82 kilowatt or the standard 88 kilowatt hours. DC fast charge, Subaru can only take in 100 kilowatt hour versus the VF8 150 kilowatt hour. But I've seen it went up to like 160 at the charging station. That one time that I had to charge at in Arizona. The main differences, it's obviously in the interior, probably the exterior too, because I do like the look of the VF8 better anyway. The door is obviously way more heavier in the VF8 than the Subaru, because it's built based on the BMW platform chassis, right? Versus the Toyota car, Subaru, which is a Japanese car. So the door is a lot lighter. The inside is a little bit more compact in the Solterra versus the VF8. Another difference is VF8 has a frunk. Subaru doesn't have a frunk. There's no storage in the front. When you open it up, you see engine.
Yeah, just like a regular gas car.
Yeah, it's like, really? At least the VF8 has some storage in the front.
Yeah.
This car is way heavier. The ADAS on the VF8 perform way better than the Subaru, because it's always keeping you in the center of the lane versus the Subaru Solterra. It's kind of just swaying back and forth. You're in the line, it's fine, doesn't have to be in the middle, That's just my quick comparison between the two cars. I know, Derek, you test drove the Toyota BZ4x yesterday, which is actually the twin brother of the Subaru Solterra.
Right.
Can you tell me more a little bit about what you felt between the BZ4x and the and the VF8?
Yeah, yesterday I was walking around Irvine Spectrum, and I saw the Toyota BZ4 and their Mirai. So I test drove both of them. Got this hat for free, but yeah, because I was expecting the BZ4 to be somewhat similar to the VF8 because it's similar size, it's mid-size SUV.
Price range?
Both electric, price range the same. And the Toyota name, I expect it to be very good. In fact, in my mind, I expect it to be somewhat like a Lexus, because Toyota is Lexus. And being that it's priced, the car I drove was a limited edition, and it's like $60,000 or something like that. So, but when I drove it, I was very disappointed, because for a car that costs that much, and the nameplate, Toyota is a big name, and yet the car the BZ4 was very substandard, in my opinion. It's slower. It's not as solidly built. It's smaller. It's not luxurious, and you can see parts in there that are very plasticky, cheap plastic. Actually, you know, the B pillar on the inside. If you look, it's like a $20,000 car. I mean, seriously, I was very disappointed. I was like, this is Toyota. I mean, you know, where to put their money? You know, so it made me appreciate the VinFast even more, because here we are. We got a brand new car company, right, that can outproduce a Toyota. You know, and Toyota's been around a long time. So
turn off. It's okay.
No, it's fine. It's on.
So yeah, so when I saw that, I'm like, I have a better appreciation for what VinFast has done. You know, because at Irvine Spectrum, the VinFast store is there too. So you know, you can go in there and make an A/B comparison. Very easy to see the big difference between the two.
The two.
Yeah, the VF8 is like a luxury car, whereas the BZ4 is kind of like a common car, you know. But yet, they're priced the same. So if you are objective, which would you buy? You know, seriously. You know. So yeah. But then Mirai, I was impressed with the technology, the hydrogen car.
The hydrogen car.
And the Mirai drives better. The Mirai was more solidly built. But the BZ4, that's why they don't sell that many BZ4s either. In fact, the whole entire EV industry right now is going down, except Tesla, because it's priced too high for what you get. And there's a big pushback too right now. A lot of car makers, they can't make money on EVs. So then they badmouth it in the hope that if they badmouth it enough and get enough people to badmouth it, then the government would change, like California. Yeah, California mandates that by 2035, no gas cars can be sold in California. 2035 is coming up very quickly, you know, and so now they're doing a big pushback, led by Detroit, Big Three, because they can't produce EVs that can make money. I mean, Ford, for example, loses $66,000 for every Mustang Mach-E they sold.
Yeah.
66,000, more than what you pay for the car. I mean, that's how bad it is. So no wonder they want to push back. No wonder they want to badmouth EVs, you know. But as I said before, when the dust settles, this is my prediction, and let's see if it will come true. Okay. After a few years, there will only be two EV car makers left: Tesla and VinFast. That's it. Tesla will go upscale, upmarket, and VinFast will be more for the common. That's my prediction. Because the market can only support two car companies, and right now the legacy car makers, they have no reason to do EVs. They've been making gas cars and profiting from it for 100 years. Why would they change? Everything about them is gas cars. Everything. All their management, all their education, all their experience, everything is about producing gas cars. So of course they're not going to want to produce EVs. They're forced to, and they hate it.
Right.
You know. But then when they come out with reasons for not buying EVs, a lot of the reasons they come out with is very stupid, to be honest with you. You know. I mean, if you're going to argue against something, at least do it factually. You know what I mean? But they say some stupid things that, you know, that only ignorant people believe. You know.
Yeah.
For example, they say, well, you know, EVs, we shouldn't use EVs because the lithium in the battery, you know, we're depleting lithium, and lithium mines are at very politically sensitive locations around the world, despite the fact that California just discovered a lithium mine here that is bigger than any in the world. Did you know that? In California, right here in California. Okay.
Wow.
But despite all that, there's a lot of research on, like China recently announced that they have successfully produced a salt-based battery. Did you hear about
Solid
that?
state?
Yeah. Solid state salt-based. It's not lithium.
Yeah.
It's salt.
Solid state salt.
Salt. Yeah.
Battery.
Yeah. So
yeah.
the argument that, well, you know, if we do EV, then we, you know, lithium. Why do we need to do lithium? We don't have to.
We don't have to, yeah.
You know, that's not a reason. That's not a good reason, because once the technology, other technology comes along, then what are you going to say? In fact, it's even better than gas, because gas cars, you know,
The mine,
depend
right?
on gasoline from sensitive locations around the world.
Yeah.
Why do you think we've been at war in the Middle East for like 10,000 years, ever since we discovered oil?
When you're talking about
You know,
solid state batteries, that was also one of the reasons why I didn't go with Subaru. Because initially they were gonna get their EV in the solid state batteries, but Subaru dropped the ball and they joined hand with Toyota, you know, making the twin brothers BZ4x and the Subaru Solterra. So yeah, I didn't like the design of the Subaru Solterra or the BZ4x. I do like the design of the VF8 better. That's just my taste. Your taste can be different, so don't throw rocks at me for that.
No, but objectively, the VF8 is more solid. It's a BMW basically, right?
Yeah.
It's built on a BMW X5 chassis. So it's much more solid and substantial. You could feel when you sit in there, it's substantial. It's not flimsy. Whereas the BZ4, to me, was flimsy, smaller, cheap basically.
Yeah.
But yet they charge $60,000 for that. So
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's the objective thing about EVs that a lot of people they don't see. You know, a lot of people are very into media. I don't understand why they just lost their mind. They can't think. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Why can't you think and you use your mind? Okay.
It's funny you brought that up because I think like last week there was somebody on Facebook just pretty much commented on one of my reply and said that I'm sorry, I'm very poor, I cannot afford a VinFast, and he attached the picture of the car that he could afford, which were the Teslas. And then I'm like, but you're in the wrong group. We're in like a VinFast group here.
You're in wrong room, wrong place.
Why are you posting pictures of a Tesla in here? And then he went to a different topic and said, oh, if you're so sensitive about Tesla, let me bring you a more common car for commoners, the BZ4X. Wow, really? You think the BZ4X is cheaper than a Tesla and cheaper than the VF8? Here are the pros and cons of both. And then that person's like, have you even driven the BZ4X? How did you know all of these? Like, well, I have never driven the BZ4X, but I have driven the twin brother, Subaru Solterra, so I have a pretty good overview of what the BZ4X is. So don't be bringing the price up here and telling me the BZ4X is cheaper.
Yeah.
Could be, but for the build quality, the solid, the heaviness, I still prefer the VF8 any day than other Japanese cars.
Yeah. And soon, VinFast is coming out with the VF6 and VF7, which will be
VF3,
about $30,000.
Yeah, besides the VF9, but we have VF3, VF6,
so that's
and 7.
coming up. And like I predicted, in the future, there's only going to be two EV car makers. You watch, and then the Tesla, like I said, it's going to be upmarket, and then VinFast will be for commoners. Because I suspect that because the economy right now is going down the tubes, there'll be less people buying the VF8. But once the VF7 and VF6 come out, they're going to buy those because we're looking at $30,000 car. Now, if you have half a brain, you know, you would be very, very stupid not to buy those things. Why? Because your gas is cheaper. Okay, charging the electric car is a lot cheaper than gas right now, especially in California.
Absolutely right.
And if it's $30,000, why would you buy a $30,000 gas car? Why would you do that?
Another thing is
it costs you more, you know, and it doesn't perform as well. When you step on the gas, it doesn't go, you know, like an EV.
Not as
EV
fast.
goes immediate. There's no shifting, you know.
Correct.
You
It
want
will
that
keep going. There's no shifting because when you shift, you know how it is. You know, it slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but an EV does not do that. It keeps going and going and going and going. It does not shift. Why would you want to get a car that slows down like that? I don't understand. You know, now with the range, then you know, EV, even the range. I mean, nowadays, if you get a Tesla, it's like 300-mile range. You know, or 350. Like the new Model X.
Yeah.
If I were to buy a new Model X now, the range is 349. That's equivalent to a regular gas car for the range.
Does it really go 350? I mean, I've had coworkers who've had like Tesla Model 3, even though when they bought, the EPA was like 350, but then they said in real life they could only go a maximum of 250.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That
So I'm like,
Well, here's the thing about the Tesla, like the Model 3. If you look at the cheapest Model 3 right now, it has published 272-mile range, but it's on a type of battery that you can charge to 100% every single day. Okay. Now, if you go a step up from that, ironically, that battery is the same as other lithium-ion batteries that you can only charge to 85 every day. I mean 80% every day. Because if you keep doing 100% every day, it's going to
degrade the battery.
Degrade the battery.
Degrade the battery, yeah.
But the 272-mile cheapest Model 3, you can charge to 100% every single day. So when you compare the two, it's really the same. So why would you want to buy an upgraded Model 3? You buy the most simple, the basic Model 3, and practically everyday use has the same range as the upgraded one.
Got it.
The mid-grade one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So 272, and the real world, I'd say probably 250 real world. You know, driving to 240. You know, it's still very good. You know, Tesla is known for the battery that gives you more power, you know, and has more range. Other car makers, you know, so when I read online people dissing on EVs, they talking about the little Chevy Bolt, Chevy Volt, and Nissan Leaf.
That's
They've never driven a Tesla before.
Like
these are the guys that
$20,000 car.
Yeah, these
EV.
are the guys that live in boondock states somewhere that never seen, you know, a technology. You know, they never seen a Tesla.
Yeah.
They never driven a Tesla, so they don't know. You know, but
How to
once
compare.
because I love sports cars. You know, all my life. I mean, I love to drive sports cars.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I don't really care how it does its power. I don't care. When I step on the gas, it better go now, like yesterday. You know what I mean? I don't want it to hesitate.
you can only
And
get
electric
that
cars
from
are like
electric
that.
car.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
So why would
instant.
you like it? That's why I don't understand these sports gearheads. Because they've never driven one. That's why. They don't know what they're talking about. Now, the only thing that a gas sports car is better than an electric Tesla is the vroom vroom sound. You don't get that in a Tesla.
Yeah.
True. But
sound.
most sports cars sound suck anyways. The only sound of a sports car I like is the Ferrari. That's it. No other car, because if you look at a souped up Corvette, it sounds like a truck to me. I'm sorry, a truck is not a sexy car, okay? Don't talk to me about being sexy, okay? You want sexy, you want Formula One, okay? And the only cars that produce the Formula One sound is
The Ferrari.
the Ferrari.
How about the Lamborghini? Lamborghini sounds
Lamborghini to me, the Lamborghini has this barrel tone, low sound,
low sound.
whereas the Ferrari has a very high pitched sound,
Got it.
like a jet engine.
Yeah.
Being an Air Force guy, of course, I love jet engines. That's why, you know, it sounds better to me.
All right, my experience, my friend, my experience with the BZ4 earlier this year, back in early March, around the time when VinFast would launch into I was doing some of the video. I stopped by the Toyota, Huntington Beach Toyota, and test driven the BZ4. I'm just curious about it. First, I look at it, you know, now I realize I didn't like BZ4. The look, first thing, the performance, pretty bad. And I did test drive them, but I didn't get a chance to compare side by side with the VF8. But since I'm involved with the VF8, I know now I can relate what I saw on the VF8 compared to the BZ4. I driven with one of the guy, the salesperson at the Toyota, and the BZ4. The BZ4, my son have a Toyota RAV4. 2019. It look identical inside.
Yeah.
It's a small display.
Yeah.
The small, just like the 2019 RAV4 hybrid. My son have a hybrid. So, and at the outside, way less. You know, I mean, not look like the VF8. The VF8 look very solid, very European look, because it's designed by the Beamer, right? The BM.
Yeah.
So, make the story short. BZ4, I didn't.
Wasn't impressed.
They wasn't impressed at all.
Yeah.
Wasn't impressed at all.
And that's the thing. People that drive the BZ4,
And the price almost the same. The VF8
yeah,
don't
and people
qualify
that
for
drive
any
the
not
rebate.
qualified for the 7500.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get the wrong
That's-
impression. You see, they drive the BZ4 and the lesser EVs. They get the wrong impression of EVs. Say, well, EVs suck. Well, of course they suck because of the kind of the cars you drive. You know what I mean? You drive the right EV and it's better than a gas car.
Yeah.
You know, except for two things, maybe the range and the sound. There's no vroom sound.
And on top of that, 2021, when the first BZ4 came out, and within a couple months, it got a recall, and the national highway, safety, they have to fix all the car because of what happened is the wheel came off.
Oh my God!
One of the wheel came off, the suspension. That's what the recall was about.
God.
The wheel came off, so they
Now
pulled
think
all the
about
car
it,
back.
folks.
So it's held back until early of this year.
Think about it,
yeah.
folks. Toyota was not born yesterday, okay?
Yeah.
But yet, I mean, they're building cars. They've been building cars for almost 100 years.
Over
And they have
half
that
a
basic
century.
problem.
Yeah.
The basic problem of wheel coming. Come on, man. Now imagine if that happens to a VinFast. Oh my God, the whole world, collapses, right?
Yes.
Everybody was, oh, see, so how bad it is. Oh, it's a communist car.
So you go into NHTSA.gov, you check it out, BZ4 recall.
Yeah.
What happened
The
back
only
then?
the only recall I had with the VF8 was the black screen.
Yeah.
When it came out. It happened to me once, but I didn't even know it was like a recall kind of thing. Somebody checking out my car over there in the drive-thru. But anyway, until VinFast issued a recall to update the software to prevent the screen from going black.
Yeah.
That was when I found out it was a recall. But happened to me once. It blanked out for a few minutes, and then it came back on. And
By
I
the
was
way,
able
my
to drive.
Tesla, when it was new, it was like that too. Believe it or not, Tesla, $100,000 car. Okay, so I have to reset it. Push the two buttons on the steering wheel at the same time.
That's how
to
you
reboot
reset.
it.
Oh, to reboot it.
Back then when it was new, but now it's fine. But
Yeah.
that's very common. Very
Yeah,
common.
but then since the recall, I have not had the black screen
That issue
anymore
anymore.
at all.
Yeah.
Earlier, when they were updating my car to 9603 firmware, I was driving the loaner. However, the loaner had the black screen, and then again because it didn't really have the most updated software
Yeah.
in that loaner, so that explained why. However, in Canada, there was a channel from Anh Long Lúa. He posted on his channel that his car actually went black. The screen went black for a few minutes, and then all the errors popped up. But it was raining outside. I think himself and some other people in the car, they can't go outside because it was raining. So what they did, like with the VinFast, usually to properly reset the car and locking it, you have to step outside. Because if you're still sitting on the car, that's not really
Not,
resetting.
totally resetting.
So his way of resetting was to sit on the
out.
floor
Oh,
of the car.
oh my
Because
God.
if there's no weight detection
Right,
and somebody's
right.
sitting, okay, I'm rebooting correctly. Yeah, because it has happened with like another owner. A bunch of problem came up and she locked the car for like 15 minutes, but only her stepping out of the car. Everybody else was still sitting inside the car. So it didn't really reset anything. And she made everybody walk out of the car. 5 minutes later, everything back was fine. So, like what I learned from Anh Long Lúa is if you don't want to get out of the car and
Sit
want to
on the floor,
reset the
yeah.
car, just sit on the floor.
Is that right?
Yeah, get
He's
off the seat.
one of the VF8 owner in Canada.
In Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
I
long
think-
he has had the car in Long Lúa?
I don't remember when they started delivering in Canada. I think it's around
Not within like 2-3 months
July,
ago, right?
August
Yeah.
would be the earliest.
Okay, I see.
But I think around that time. So people brought up in the forum that I thought the VinFast was recalled for this, but this is still happening to this second batch to Canada. So what's going on? What's wrong? I mean I don't know because that's the standard version. Mine is the city edition.
Uh-huh.
So maybe that patch did fix my city edition because ever since the
She did the
update,
same. She should do the same thing with the standard, right?
yeah, ever since this the patch, I've never had a black screen before.
It fixed.
The standard has the cattle battery versus the city edition, the Samsung battery. So the I don't know, the thermal distribution management is different. So I don't know what else they need to run differently with the standard. That's why
Now,
again,
a few months
standard
ago,
has a different firmware.
Alex told me that if you were to get a VinFast now, a year from now, VinFast will give you a brand new one without any charge, the same monthly payment. Do they offer you that too? Or?
Yeah, I'm on that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I plan to upgrade to the standard version.
Yeah. See, what car company does that for you? Come on, man.
Well, okay, Mike, I got this car since March, and I've already put 8,000,
Close to 9,000 now, right? Yeah.
8,700 something miles. I don't have a lot left to drive. I only signed up for the 10,000 mile lease because I don't want to spend the extra 25 cents.
Right.
Yeah.
Per.
You could have bought
mile.
more, right? For
I know, I did.
Yeah.
But I was working from home.
Right,
I didn't
right.
think I was going to be driving a lot.
She didn't think it was that good. That's why. Think about it. I mean, it was bad. She wouldn't drive it much, right?
Yeah. So what going to be? VinFast take the car back and
Give you a brand new one.
resell them. So I'll brand them out. That's the way to go. Brand them out, and people, buy it, and then you will be happy. Win-win situation.
Yeah.
On a new car, on a standard.
That's amazing.
So understand. So I from what I remember, that program to upgrade is no longer available. But that was only offered for like VinFast members
Oh, okay.
that have the city edition. Okay, if you have the standard, they're not gonna offer that.
Right.
Only if you have the city edition.
Only sedan. They upgrade to the standard.
They'll upgrade you to the standard, and if they're still offering that great financing option right now, I would finance it next year. Because the rate is I think 3% for Eco, and for the Plus 3.45% on interest.
Really?
Right now it's high for every kind of car purchase.
If you buy a brand new car and you finance now, the interest rate is gonna be like
7.
between 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Right?
7 to 9. The one, yeah.
But through VinFast, it's
Through
only-
VinFast, right now the interest rate
Very
for
good.
the
6 and
Eco
7.
is 2.99,
Wow.
and the Plus is 3.45.
Oh.
If this interest rate still is being offered next year in March, I will finance the car.
Got it.
If the interest rate, if VinFast wouldn't be offering this interest rate, and the interest rate of the market, it's still like 6 or 8%.
Yeah.
I will lease the car again.
Okay.
But with that low
Same
interest rate,
color. It's
same
the
color.
Same color.
I would want the blue interior though.
The blue interior.
Oh, my wife loves that because they have a display of that at the mall. She loves that blue interior. But same red color on the outside?
Same red.
Oh, wow.
I wanted the red exterior and blue interior, but they didn't have that.
Can you get that combination though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They could not VIN match it anywhere.
Oh.
So, and then they're like, we only have a black interior. Do you want it? I can get it tomorrow. I'm like, fine. So that's why I settled for this.
So yeah, with black interior. Okay.
Yeah, but when I go standard, I really want that blue interior.
Got it.
It's different.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, they have one on display at Urban Spectrum, but the outside color is green, which goes very well, by the way, with the blue interior. Right?
Green and blue.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Green,
But-
I mean, it looks like a Jaguar. I call it Jaguar
yeah,
green.
yeah,
They call
yeah.
it something else, but it looks like a Jaguar.
I think it's called
Deep ocean. Deep ocean.
Yeah,
deep
deep
ocean.
ocean.
Deep
Yeah,
ocean.
that's what they
Deep
call it.
ocean
Yeah.
green.
But then, like, what I really love from VinFast is the exterior of VF8, but the interior of a VF7. Why? Because in VF6 and VF7, the main screen tilt to the driver.
Cool. Yeah.
Because right now, the main screen is still just right in the middle.
Right,
you cannot
right.
tilt it.
Yeah.
And secondly, the interior of VF7 is two-tone, black and red. Just like a sport car.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's more
I would
sporty, yeah.
really love that from VinFast, but I don't think
Yeah.
it would gonna happen.
Already, I have a lot of inquiries about the VF. They don't want to spend this much money,
Yeah.
but they would rather spend like 35 grand or something like that or less on a slightly smaller car, but it's more sporty. The VF6 and 7 are designed by Vietnamese designers. VF8 was designed
Torino,
by
right?
Pininfarina, which is Italian.
Italian.
They also designed Ferrari, and that's why they look so good. But the VF7 and 6 are both designed by in-house Vietnamese designers.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm curious about a VF3 though.
That's too small in my opinion.
I know
It's way too
it's
small.
for
Yeah,
it's for like people with only, they don't have big families, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, for people who want to get into the EV market
Right.
without having to spend a lot of money. I was joking with my husband just yesterday because his electric motorcycle costs $20,000.
Wow.
And I'm like, you could have gotten a VF3
I know.
for like
I know.
around the same brand,
Exactly.
and it's a car
Yeah,
versus
exactly.
you on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
You ever
a
like,
little bit safer.
Well, you know,
you ever like
similar-
the Mini Cooper? It's the same, pretty same size.
No, it's
like a
actually
Mini-
smaller.
smaller.
It's-
The VF3 is smaller.
Yeah, it's
than
about the same size as a smart car.
Yeah, yeah.
And
VF3.
they don't sell many smart cars. I mean, smart cars have been around since 2014, but guess how many they sold since then? Only 100,000. Very few.
Very few.
So I suspect that VinFast won't do well in terms of selling the VF3, simply because the market is too small.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
if it's only for people that want to break into EV
Yeah,
with a budget,
yeah,
then yeah, they'll probably get the smart car or the VF3.
yeah.
But I really like your projection on how there would be only two car makers. Number one is Tesla, right?
Mhm.
Because they have all of their models, and VinFast because they have their models lined up for electric only. Other cars company, yeah, they might go back just to being an ICE car maker.
Yeah, because they've been doing that.
Another thing-
VinFast only makes, like Tesla, they only make EVs, you know,
Yeah.
from now on in VinFast. And also VinFast has the support of the US government, so they can't fail, you know.
Yesterday I have talked to with, Mr. Hao. He's very high rank.
Yeah.
He share a lot of good things. He forecasts the same way that we are talking right now. Tesla and VinFast will be success in the future. What happened is that VinFast had a factory is going to be up and running in 2025. And so VinFast will have the same. The people who buying VinFast product will have the same benefit as Tesla buyer.
That's right.
So at that time, the two companies will be last because look at Toyota and Honda. They don't make EV in US. They have to ship it into the country.
Yeah.
So this is the right direction that VinFast is going move ahead of a lot of EV company, manufacturer. So
I think so.
to make the story short, that it's the right direction, and VinFast will last. Just like Tesla, people will have more selection. Right now, VinFast is introducing VF3, VF6, VF7 beside the VF8, and early of next year, the VF9 will arrive.
Yeah, that's right.
And the test drive will happen sometime next month or in January
Well, one thing
for the VF9.
One thing I kind of don't understand is this. I got this from Alex. He's like up there, headquarters of VinFast. He said that they sold more VF9 than VF8. Now VF9 is an $80,000 car. How is it that they could sell more of those than the smaller